is up, y'all? It's your boy Winston Wolf. I'm back. I just want to do a quick video. Marvel What If Episode 8, What If Ultron won? It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. I've hated every episode of What If and pretty much everything that Marvel has done on Disney Plus up until this point. But this episode was good, and I'm not one of those YouTubers. I mean, I'm barely a YouTuber, but I mean, I'm not, and I brought up these people before, these channels that are straight up garbage. But I brought it up before where they base their whole channel and their whole persona and everything upon just being negative towards Star Wars and Marvel and, you know, all the stuff that we love. They just trash it every day and they tear it down. And granted, there is more than enough stuff to criticize them on, but when they do something good, they are so reluctant to give them any credit. And I'm not like that. I'm one of those people, if I get proven wrong, I have no problem saying, you know, hey, I was wrong, it was good. But I mean, I haven't been wrong about anything about this whole Disney Plus Marvel thing, because it's been trash. So I had to watch this 4 times because I was actually shocked that I liked it. I was like, am I just like busy with work and just kind of halfway watching it and I'm thinking I'm liking this? No, it was actually good. Like I said, I watched it 3 times at work, once when I got home. And I really enjoyed it. The engine that drives this episode and makes it succeed is Jeremy Renner. He's just, the way he delivers his lines with confidence and competence. Unlike other actors that they barely have any of the actors doing this, which is a shame, because that's like one of the big catches with this show was that they were going to have the actual actors from the movies, you know, do the voice for their characters in this show. And there's maybe like 1/3 of the actors. So, but Jeremy, and then the ones that you get, they sound so disinterested. They sound like they don't want to be there. The quality is trash. But Jeremy Renner really stepped up. He made this episode good. They need to get him for more things if they're going to have any more animated Hawkeye stuff. I wouldn't mind just Marvel trying to, you know, get to where DC is, where, you know how DC is just running it with the animated game. And Marvel just dropped out a long time ago. I wouldn't mind seeing them do the Hawkeye, what was it, the Human, My Life is a Weapon or something like that. That really good Hawkeye run that they had. I wouldn't mind seeing an animated, you know, mini-series of that and having Jeremy Renner come back and do the voice. Even though they're kind of, I guess, trying to do it with the Hawkeye show, but I don't see how they could, you know, with his wife and kids still around and everything like that. I'm talking about a faithful adaptation of it with him doing the voice. But, and then the guy, Ross Marquand, I don't know, the dude from Walking Dead, the dude that did Red Skull's voice in Infinity War and Endgame. That dude does an amazing James Spader. I've never heard anybody imitate James Spader. I don't think there's been a need. And if there has been a need, I think his voice is so unique and so recognizable that it would be damn near impossible. But this guy pulled it off. This guy is, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but this guy is mad talented. To pull off a James Spader, that's bravo, sir. One of the things I didn't like was Hawkeye has a robot arm in this. If you don't know, Hawkeye is in Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan borrows, and I'm being generous with that, borrows a lot from the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. In the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel, Green Arrow helps Batman take down Superman. And Green Arrow, it's him in the future. He's older. He has one arm. In Old Man Logan, Hawkeye helps Wolverine on his mission, but Hawkeye is blind. But in this, with Hawkeye with one arm in the future, it just immediately took my mind to them borrowing so much from The Dark Knight Returns, and I don't like it. I don't see. There's like a line where, especially like, you know, when you're, you know, in a post-apocalyptic landscape, there is a fine line of, you know, weird stuff you can have or different stuff, and then you have to stop there because just one more little thing, it could just be too far. And just him with the robot arm, that's just too much. And it makes me think of, you know, Old Man Logan. I'll just say Old Man Logan stealing stuff from The Dark Knight Returns. So I didn't like that. Hawkeye's hair is too nice. It's too well-groomed. This is post-apocalyptic landscape where who's cutting his hair? When do they have time? This isn't just Black Widow, them finding, you know, a pair of clippers and scissors and him being like, hey, can you, you know, trim me up, shape me up. No, this is like a full-blown barber haircut. This is somebody with skill to give Hawkeye a haircut like that, and he is rocking it. And I didn't like it. I would prefer shaggy, like, what I'm saying, every day is just a struggle to get through if you're living in a future that's that bleak. I just didn't like it. It's just a small nitpick. It's just like, just like when I'm like watching any movie that's has, a post-apocalyptic situation in it, and there's like a man and a woman, and then they kiss. Like, the one thing that pops up in my mind is like, man, her breath must stink because they don't have toothpaste, they don't have all this, and then when they start to have sex, she's really gonna stink because they don't have feminine products, in the post-apocalyptic world. So that's just the small nitpicks and weird things that I think of when I'm watching stuff, being a lifelong movie fan and just fan of that type of stuff. Another thing, I didn't like Hawkeye sacrificing himself. I'm sorry if you haven't seen the episode, go watch it. But Hawkeye sacrifices himself, and it's kind of like it echoes when Black Widow sacrificed herself in Endgame. It's almost the exact same type of, not the exact same type of situation, but, visually, with them going over, a cliff or whatever. But I just didn't like it, because if they're fighting for what's left of humanity or whatever, and those are the last two Avengers, and they're already having, a hell of a time staying alive and trying to figure out how to stop Ultron, why are you going to sacrifice yourself? I don't know, it just didn't seem right. But besides that, man, I thought that the story that they told in this, the action that they had, the characters that they had involved, even though they didn't have a lot of the real actors' voices, I thought that really meshed well with this animation style. Whereas the other episodes, the animation style just piled on top of the crappy writing, piled on top of the crappy voice acting. I just didn't like it. But with this fit really, really, really well. And I like to see Jeffrey Wright, the whole Watcher character, get more involved in it, because Jeffrey Wright is awesome. I've been a fan of his since Basquiat. I think he's great. But Marvel What If Episode 8, dog bones. I don't even think I've been giving the other ones any dog bones. If I have, it's been like 1 or 2, because I've been so disappointed with it. This one, I give it a 7.5 dog bones. I've never gave a half dog bone in any of my ratings, but I'm giving it to this, a 7.5. Hopefully the rest of this this season, or whatever it is, this series, I don't know if they're only running it for one run, but hopefully the rest of it is good. And if they're going to tie everything together, I hope it keeps some level of darkness. That's, I think, what I liked most about this episode. It's just the bleakness, the darkness. Just, I love movies, like The Terminator, The Road, Book of Eli, the whole post-apocalyptic, everything is just terrible. For some reason, I love that. And I know I'm not the only one. But 7.5 dog bones, Marvel What If Episode 8. This is your boy Winston Wolf. I'll see my friends later.